Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Acelord and this is going to be your guide to making competitive Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Shield. The first thing you're going to need is the IV Checker, which is pretty simple. After you beat the game, you can pretty much do this as soon as you become the champion of before. This is going to let you check your Pokemon's IVs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the items you're going to need for breeding and where to get them, and I'm going to explain how to breed in this game, which you can skip if you already know. It's basically the same as other games. And then I'm going to talk about the EV training methods. So first, the items you're going to need is Destiny Knot, Oval Charm, and Everstone. And I will show you where to locate these items right now. The first one is Destiny Knot. It's pretty simple. If you were doing the Battle Tower battles, you're going to get BP, and you're going to want to travel to Hammerlock. From Hammerlock, you're going to go to this person. She's to the right of the Pokeshop thing, Pokemart, and you're gonna go and you're gonna buy the Destiny Knot. It's 10 BP, so you're gonna need 10 BP to get this. This is also where you buy all of the power items for EV training. In one of the methods, I'm going to talk about 2 EV training methods later on. If you want to use the more traditional method, then you're going to want to buy these power items as well. But Destiny Knot is the most important. We're going to buy that here. Then, the next item we're going to be grabbing is the Oval Charm. This one's pretty simple as well, shouldn't take too long. You're gonna head to Sir Chester, and you're gonna head to the hotel on the left of Sir Chester's like square type area. It's just over here. I'll just show you real quick. This hotel. Okay, so from the second floor of this hotel, you're gonna head to this room on the left. And inside here is going to be a police officer. You're going to want to battle him. It's a kind of a tough fight, but once you've beaten him, he will give you the Oval Charm. That's going to make it so your eggs appear quicker in the nursery. The Destiny Knot is going to make it so your Pokemon's stats your Pokemon's pass down 5 of their stats to the child, which is very important for breeding. The next one you're going to want is the Everstone, which is going to pass down your Pokemon's natures. Okay, so once you arrive in Turffield from the Pokemon Center, you're going to head this way. You're going to head just down this path and to the left, and right here, where I'm standing, is where you will find your Everstone. That's going to be important for passing down the natures from the parent to the child, which is also very important for breeding competitive Pokemon. The next item you're going to want is not an item. You're going to want a Flame Body Pokemon. So, the one I used is just a... the Flame Body Pokemon I use is a Litwick that I caught from the Fire Gym Challenge. So Litwick is going to be your best bet for Flame Body in this Pokemon Sword and Shield. So catch yourself a Litwick. Flame Body is going to make your eggs hatch faster when you're running around. Okay, so this next thing only applies to people that have played Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, or both. In this corner, there's a boy and a girl. They'll both give you gift Pokemon. One will give you an Eevee, this guy. One will give you a Pikachu, that one. If you have saved data on your Switch profile from that game. These Pokemon are useful, not important, but they're useful because they have 6 max IVs, which make them perfect for breeding. So you can use this, it's in the field egg group, and you can use this to breed 6 IVs into a bunch of other egg groups if you know the right Pokemon to breed with, which is going to essentially set you up with all the Pokemon you need for breeding competitive Pokemon in the future. It might miss a few egg groups, there might be a few egg groups you can't hit from field just by breeding, which is why I'm going to talk about a separate method which is also not everyone's going to have this Pokemon, because not everyone's going to play Let's Go. So the alternate method is going to be Max Raids. Max Raids, as you can see, these are all a lot of Pokemon I've gotten from Max Raids. This Bearware has 4 Max IVs, Centiskorch has 2, not great. There's the Vikavolt has 4. So this is how you're going to attain Max IV Pokemon just through doing Max Raids. Also, I have this 5 IV Butterfree that I got from a Max Raid, which is super good for breeding as well. So if you get lucky, you're just going to get good IV Pokemon. So to start breeding, there are 2 places you can do it. We're going to go ahead and fly to the daycare in the wild area. So you can just go ahead and fly to Bridge Field in the wild area, turn around, and voila, we're here. Okay, so once you're ready, you're going to get your Flame Body Pokemon, and you're going to get your 2 Pokemon you want to breed. Here I have a female Growlithe with max HP, attack, special defense, and speed. I have a Drillbur with 6 max IVs. So I'm going to give this Drillbur the Everstone, and this Growlithe the Destiny Knot. This is a Jolly Growlithe. Wait, no, sorry, this is a Jolly Drillbur. So I want it to pass down Jolly to my child Pokemon, and I want this to pass down 5 IVs from both Pokemon to the child Pokemon. You need a female of the Pokemon you want to get, and a male of just any high stat Pokemon from the same egg group. You can look up egg groups online if you get confused. So here, you're just going to go ahead and give her the 2 Pokemon you want to breed. Pretty simple. You give her the Growlithe and the Drillbur. That's going to cost 1,000 gold. Should be fine, especially when I show you something later that's going to give you a lot of gold. And now you have your Ovalcharm, you have your Flame Body Pokemon in your party. We're just going to ride our bike around. That's the entire method. And it really shouldn't take long. She's going to basically like cross her arms and point her finger at her cheek when she has an egg. So that's when you're gonna know that she has an egg, and you're gonna interact with her to get the egg. There we go. Didn't take that long at all. And then you're gonna get an egg. So you're gonna keep doing this until you get a full party full of eggs, and your eggs should start hatching before you even fill up your party. That's how quick this method actually works. Alright, here we go. So now our Pokemon is hatching. So we're going to check its stats with our IV checker. It's just built into our box. And we're going to see if we now have a good Pokemon that we can use for competitive. This is the first Mon I have hatched, which means it probably won't be the perfect one, but yeah, okay. So 4 max IVs, no attack, imperfect attack and imperfect defense. So we're just going to keep going until we eventually get the Growlithe that we can use. Okay, once you've hatched your 5 or 6 IV Pokemon from your egg, you're going to want to then do some EV training. I'm going to show you guys 2 different methods. One is an old school method that is pretty fast, and the other is a new method that a lot of people are talking about, or have been talking about, that I thought was pretty bad, but after testing, I found that, yeah, okay, it's probably good. And so I'll go through those. The new school method, you're gonna need the event Meowth that you get, the Gigantamax Meowth. Sorry if you didn't get it, that sucks because it's really useful, but you can still use this other method, so it's fine, and I'll explain the methods. So I'll start with the one that does not involve the Meowth. I do actually think this is probably the worst of the methods, but I could be wrong. This is very early Sword and Shield, sorry. We are like only a few days in. More methods might be discovered, but this is just what's worked for me to get the competitive Pokemon that I've made so far. So you're going to want to come to this girl here and you're going to buy these power items. The items go as so. Power Bracer works for boosting your Pokemon's speed. power belt for defense, and so on and so forth. It says on the item. So when you're training that stat, you want to give it that item. Next thing you're going to need is Pokerus. Now, again, this is very early Sword and Shield, so I'm not entirely sure if this is accurate, but I did get Pokerus from a Gigantamax raid. I did a Gigantamax raid to catch Gigantamax Butterfree. It had Pokerus. So if that's a consistent way of getting Pokerus, then that's the method that I would suggest. If it's not, and I just got really lucky, I'm sorry. But sure, I hope that that is actually a consistent way of getting it, because it's going to make things a lot easier for a lot of people. So once you have Pokerus, you want to give it to your Pokemon. The way to do that is just to have the Pokerus Pokemon in your party. See, my Mislit now has Pokerus. So I have Mislit in the party, then whatever Pokemon I'm trying to train is going to obtain the Pokerus. For this example, I'm just going to train up this Drillbur a little bit. This Drillbur already has Pokerus, so I was training it a little bit earlier on. So you're going to want that, and you're going to want a Pokemon that is strong enough to just KO anything. I'll go ahead and use my Meowth, just because he's level 100, he's going to one-shot everything. And I can use Payday for a little bit extra gold while I'm grinding, or while I'm training. And he has the max incense for that. And I'll talk about that in a little bit, because that is part of the next method. But use any Pokemon that can one-shot things, and you want to head to where you want to train. I'm not going to talk about all of the spots, because I haven't discovered all of the spots. But essentially, once you have Pokerus and the power item, you're going to then give the power item to your Pokemon. I'll give the power anklet to my Drillbur, and then you're just gonna battle some Pokemon that give the EV you're looking for. So I'm looking for speed, so I'm gonna be battling these two Digletts over and over and over again. It doesn't take as long as you'd think. You're just gonna come in, you're just gonna kill them, and then run back into the cave, come back out, they should respawn, and just keep killing them. There are other Pokemon here you can get speed off, like the Electrikes, but we think that there might be a chaining mechanic in the game, and if that's the case, you want to be killing the same Pokemon over and over again. So far I've trained 2 Pokemon using this method. I've trained an Arcanine and a Excadrill, and I've trained on these Dugtrios and the Panchams that you find in the wild area that are just in the bushes. You can find a lot of them, it's pretty easy. As far as any other stats, you're just gonna have to figure it out. I might make a video later on where all the best EV training spots are, but it's just you KO Pokemon that give you that stat. You can look up the EV yields of Pokemon online, and that's gonna be your first method for maxing out your Pokemon's EVs. Okay, let me just preface by saying that this is a method I only just discovered, because it's being talked about a lot in the community right now, and mainly just for obtaining gold, but it works for EV training. So that's what we're going to talk about. You're going to need the Gigantamax Meowth. That is the special mystery gift event, whatever it is, and you're going to train it up. You're going to want to EV train its attack and speed. You can use the Dugtrios and the Panchams in the first method, or you can just buy the stat boosting items, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And then you're going to want to level it up to 100 just with candies and rare candies. I think it's worth it, but if you don't want to use your candies, I think you should probably just use them. And then we're going to want to get the luck incense. I'll show you guys real quick where to get that item. So we're going to head to Hulbury here, and we're going to come just over here to the right, actually I think down here. And yeah, we're going to talk to this girl, and we're going to buy... Wrong girl. Hang on just a moment. Okay, you do talk to that girl. Oh my god. So you're going to buy the luck incense from her, and that's going to double the money you get from battle if the Pokemon holding it is involved in the battle. So you're going to buy that from her, and you're going to give it to your Meowth. Then you're going to head to the Windon Stadium. So the way this method works is we're just going to get a ton of gold by running through the championship tournament with our Meowth. Every time Meowth Gigantamaxes, he gets access to Giga frickin' something. Giga Max Gold Rush. And you're gonna use that 3 times per battle, which each one gives you 20k gold, which is 40k when doubled with the incense, which after 3 of those is more than enough to hit the max cap you can achieve, which is 99 money from a single battle. Which is a lot. Also give it 10 Dynamax candies, because that's going to make its Dynamax really tanky. Then you're going to want to go ahead and G-Max Gold Rush. You're going to want to do this 3 times. That's going to give you the maximum amount of gold from the battle. After going through every battle of the Champions Cup, you should get around at least 400 gold. You should get more than 400. And it takes around 500, a little bit over 500 gold to fully EV train a competitive Pokemon. So just about one run through of the Champions Cup with your Meowth, using 3 G-Max thingies Gold Rush every combat, is going to give you just about as much gold you need to fully train one Pokemon. This method's pretty fast, and I do probably think it's the best method, and I'll explain how you convert that money into EVs right now. Okay, so once you've run through the Champions Cup, you're going to come here and you're going to buy these items. So these are HP Up, Protein, Iron, Calcium, Zinc, and Carbos. Each one of these gives your Pokemon 10 effort values, EVs. Which means you need a total of 50. Probably, yeah. So basically the max a stat can get is 252 EVs. So you're going to want around 50 is going to get 2 of your stats to 250. And then you probably just have to do a little bit of EV training, or if you want to buy 2 more just to get those last 2 EVs, you can. And you're going to want 4 EVs in one other stat. And so, I mean, you can just do a little bit of EV training, or you can go ahead and buy another one. If you are doing this purely through this method, it's gonna cost you 53, 530,000, there we go, I got to the number in the end. 530,000 money per mon you want to EV train this way, which is pretty good. It's a pretty good rate in my opinion, and this method's pretty fast. Just run through the Champions Cup a few times, and you're gonna have the money to train up a few Pokemon. Run through it like 7-8 times, you're gonna be able to get a whole team. So I think it's fine, although the thing about the old school method is that you can go ahead and put a bunch of Pokemon in the party, because the EXP share is going to pass the stats from the EV training to all of those Pokemon. So you can actually train up 5 Pokemon at a time with the other method. This one is individual. So I think both methods are good. I'm currently going to be using this method with the Meowth to train up my Pokemon, but I did train all of the Pokemon I've obtained so far with the other method. However, this method I'm going to be using, they're both really good, they're both really fast, it's up to you. A perfect Pokemon for competitive is a perfect Pokemon for competitive, no matter how you attain it. So, that's it, that's going to be your guide. I think I covered just about everything I wanted to, everything I've discovered. We're very early into the game, so there's probably going to be a lot more stuff discovered, but this is going to be what I'm going to be using, and what I hope helps you guys get your teams ready for Galar Beginnings, for Ranked Battles Season 1, and I hope to see you guys on the ladder. If you're interested in anything competitive Pokemon, or all things competitive Pokemon, or just Pokemon Sword and Shield in general, I'm going to be putting a lot of work into getting content out for this game when I can. So, just hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment, all of that helps, and hopefully I see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. See ya.